Hello, guys. Good evening or greetings to you wherever you are watching us from, and welcome to my science tutorials. Today we want to continue with the Sharking our live stream, and today precisely we are looking at the topic real number system. But this time around, I have decided or I've made some changes to the live stream. So this time around, you'll be seeing me. As you can see, I'll be talking at the top there, and then you can see the screen at the bottom, and then we can be able to interact and then have our lessons and our discussions live as you guys can see. So I'm really glad you guys decided to join me. I'm so happy. So let's get some ground rules down. So these questions, as you can see, as you can see on the slide, we have some questions which I'll be going through, and then you guys will be leaving the correct answers in the comment section, and then I'll be mentioning as to whether your answers are correct or not. But then again, I will give you guys some time to do the calculation. So I'll be timing us. So if I read the question, as you can see, the first question, if I read the question and you know the answer, if the answer is A, B, C, or D, you just say it in the comment section and then I will reply to you. So that is how it's going to be. Now, depending on the question, I may give maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes for us to do the calculation. And if they need me and you guys said I should go through how we got the answer to that particular question, I will do that. But if not, then we move straight ahead and then we look at the next question. So thank you guys again for joining, and then let's dive in. Okay, so today this is the first question we have. And like I said, if you know the correct answer to this particular question, just leave it in the comment section. You guys can read, but I'll be reading it out as well. But if you know the correct answer, just leave it in the comment or in the chat, and then I will respond to that. All right, so the first question is we are to express 75882 to three significant figures. We are to express 75882 to three significant figures. Now we have our possible options. We have option A, 759, option B, 7590, option C, 75900, and then option D, 75900. Okay, these are our possible options. Now, mind you, this is the SSE or the WASSCE at the time. This is the SSE in 1993 question number 8. So these are past WAEC questions. These are past questions that we are looking at. Are we okay? All right, so what is the answer for question number 1? We have to express 75,882 to three significant figures. So if we do that, what will be our answer? So you guys can leave it in the live chat and then I'll reply to that. So what is the correct answer for this particular question? I'm giving you guys 1 minute to solve that. 1 minute. Guys, anyone with the answer? All right, so guys, the correct answer here for question number 1 is option C, 75900 or 75,900. That is the correct answer. So let me quickly explain how come that is the answer. So we have 75,882 to three significant figures. So from to three significant figures, we are counting from our left, that is from the 7. So the 7 becomes the first significant number. The 5 after the 7 becomes the second significant number. And then the 8 after that becomes the third significant number. Now, after that 8, which is the first 8, the 8 after that, okay, we look at it, and then whether that number is more than 5 or less than 5, then we add 1 to the number before or after. So, like I said, the first 8 is the third significant number. The number after that is 8. It is more than 5, so we add 1 to the number before, which is 8, and becomes 9. So that is how come the answer is 75,900. But once you add the 1 to it, then other numbers become 0. In this case, the 8 and then the 2 becomes 0, 0. So we have 75,900 as our answer. So that is the answer for question number 1. Right, let's move on to the next question. This is a little bit more of a, like I said, real number system, but we are looking at significant figures and standard forms in this particular questions. Now, the next question, we are to multiply 6.4 times 10 raised to the power 2 by 8.5 times 10 raised to the power negative 4 and leave your answers in standard form. That is the question we have. So we are to multiply 6.4 times 10 raised to the power 2 by 8.5 times 10 raised to the power negative 4 and leave our answer in standard form. All right, so guys, we have for this particular question 2 minutes to solve it. If you have the answer, you leave the answer in the comment section. Okay, but we have 2 minutes to solve this. Okay, guys, anyone with the answer? All right, so if we do the calculation, 6.4 times 10 raised to the power positive 2 multiplied by 8.5 times 10 raised to the power negative 4 will give us 0.544. And then if we change that into standard form, that is, we move the decimal 0.544, we move the decimal point to the right side once, we move it once, we are going to have 5.44, and because we moved it once, it will become times 10 raised to the power negative 1. And so therefore, our answer here will be option C. Option C will be our correct answer over here. Right, let's move on to see the next question. We have here, which of the following is or are rational? We have which of the following is or are rational? We have I. We have the set of P is equal to 2, root 3, and 5. Then we have IIQ, which is equal to 7, 1, and root 9. And then we have R, which is equal to -3, less or equal to X, less or equal to 8. Okay, and the question is asking which of the following is or are rational numbers or are rational. All right, guys. So there's a slight mistake with the question. The II option, the Q, the numbers in the set are 7, 1/6. Okay, not 1, it's 1/6, and then root 9. Okay, so we have 7, 1/6, and then root 9. These are the the numbers for the set Q. Okay, now based on that, which of the following is or are rational? We have option A, I only, option B, I only, option C, I only, and then option D, I and I only. All right, so the correct answer will be I. Okay, the correct answer will be I, which is option B, and that is a 7, 1, and then root of 7, 1/6, and then root of 9. Okay, so that will be the correct answer. Now, like I said, when you are answering the question, add the question number before you add the question, the answer to the question, so that I know which question you are answering. So I have someone, VJski, saying option D. VBlog said option A. I don't know which particular question you are referring to, but I acknowledge seeing your response. Are we okay? All right. So let's have a look at the next question. Now this is the next question. So we are to express 0.000344 in standard form. We are to express 0.000344 in standard form. Are we okay? That this one is pretty easy, so we can just quickly convert that into standard form. Okay, so VG Sky was answering the rational number question, which was the previous question. Yes, so for that particular question, the correct answer is B, which is just I only. Okay, it's just I only. Option B. Okay. So this is the next question. VG Sky, this is the next question. We are to write this or express this in standard form. So we have 0.000344 in standard form. So we have option A, 3.44 times 10 raised to the power minus 2. Option B, 3.44 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. We have option C, 3.44 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. And then option D, we have 3.44 times 10 raised to the power minus 6. All right, so you are saying for the standard form, the correct answer is option B, which is 3.44 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. And then in my answer booklet, I also have the same thing. So it is very correct. Are you okay? For that particular one, you had it correct. So thank you so much. All right, so let's proceed to the next question, right? Let's proceed to the next question. All right, here we are to calculate 83 multiplied by 98, and we are to give our answer in standard form. We are just to multiply 83 by 96, sorry, 83 by 98, but we are to leave our answer in standard form. So you guys have 1 minute to do that. I'm also doing my calculation. All right, so we have the possible answers. Option A, we have 8.134 times 10 raised to the power positive 4. Then we have option B, 8.134 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. Then we have option C, 8.134 times 10 raised to the power 3. And then we have option D, 8.134 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. So what is the correct answer for this particular problem? VJSK, do you have any answer for me? All right, so the correct answer here is option C, that is 8.134 times 10 raised to the power positive 3. And this is because if you multiply 83 by 98, we are going to get 8,134. Now, the 8,134, the decimal point is at the end of the 4. So if we move it, we need to move it 3 times before we get to the before 8. So the answer will be 8.134. And because we move the decimal point 3 times, we are going to get 8.134 times 10 to the power 3, positive 3. And VJSK is saying the correct answer is option C. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay, so you are right again. You are right again. All right, so now that we have the solution to that problem, let's move on to the next one. Now, the more we go, the more sophisticated the problems become. Are you okay? Now, this particular question, because of how I placed it, I'm going to say it out loud so that you know how the question is. So we have if 3 times 10 raised to the power 4, okay, as the numerator, then divided by, even though I have division sign just written over here, it's supposed to be a ratio. One at the numerator, one at the denominator. So the 3 times 10 raised to the power 4 is at the numerator, and then the 3.75 times 10 raised to the power n is at the denominator. And then that ratio is equal to 8 times 10 raised to the power 2. Okay, so if 3 times 10 raised to the power 4, all divided by 3.75 times 10 raised to the power n is equal to 8 times 10 raised to the power 2. What is the value of n? That is the problem we have. All right, so I think there's a slight error. I just noticed a slight error with the problem. Okay, so the 8 times 10 raised to the power 2 is supposed to be 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. So let's note that the 8 times 10 raised to the power 2 is supposed to be 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. So let's correct that. So it is 3 times 10 raised to the power positive 4 divided by 3.75 times 10 raised to the power n is equal to 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2. So let me correct that quickly. So here is a negative 2. Okay. Yes, so it's supposed to be this negative 2 at the top over there. So if this is the question now, if this is the question, what is the solution to this problem? Okay, VG's key. Do you get it now? So I made an error. It's supposed to be 8 times 10 to the power minus 2. Yes. So once you have that and you solve it, you are supposed to get a different answer. Okay. Once you solve it and then you compare it to 3.75 times 10 raised to the power n, you should get a value for n. So all you have to do is that in place of 3.75 times 10 raised to the power n, you bring the 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2 there, and then you divide it by the 3 times 10 raised to the power 4. So you're going to have 3 times 10 raised to the power 4 at the top, and then 8 times 10 raised to the power negative 2 at the bottom. Just put that into your calculator and convert it to standard form. If you put that into your calculator, you are going to get 375,000. That is what you get as your answer. So if you convert 375,000 into standard form, you are going to get 3.75 times 10 raised to the power 5. And if we compare it to the question that we have 10 times 10 raised to the power n, it means that the n there is 5. It means that the n there is 5, and that is the solution to this particular problem. All right, very good. Let's proceed with the next question. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so here we have to express 3 whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 1 over 2, all divided by 5 over 12 in its simplest form. So this is the question now. We have to express 3 whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 1 over 2, all divided by 5 over 12 in its simplest form. So guys, we have like let me give us 3 minutes to solve this. We have 3 minutes. Let's solve this and see the solution to this problem. So over here, whilst we are also solving, let me also solve so that we all look at the answer together. Okay, so I just got my answer. So I hope we also got our answers. So I'll read the entire question again. We are to express three whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 1 over 2, all divided by the ratio 5 over 12. That is the expression that we are to solve and simplify. Okay, so if you do the calculation, we have before that the possible options we have over here. We have option A is 2, option B is 2 whole number 1 over 6, option C is 2 whole number 5 over 6, and then option D is 2 whole number 1 over 4. Okay, these are the possible options for this particular question. Now, I just finished solving mine. I have my answer, and compared to what I also have over here, I think we are all getting the same answer. So my correct answer over here and the correct answer for this particular question is option A, which is 2. So option A, 2 is the correct answer for this particular question, provided you've solved the problem by taking your time. Are you okay? So option A is the correct answer. Now, guys, if you want me to explain or solve it for you to see, just let me know in the chat and then I will do that. Are you okay? If you want me to solve it for you to see, just let me know in the chat and I will do that. All right. Now, let's move on to the next question. We are to express 0.315 as a fraction in its lowest terms. Okay, we have to express 0.315 as a fraction in its lowest terms. Now, this particular question is the SSE 1996 question number 3. This is the SSE 1996. Sorry, 1996 question number 3. Yes. Now, you see, sometimes when you're writing WASSCE, right, there's examination tension. You have your calculator. Some of these questions you don't necessarily have to solve it as if you are doing subjective, right? So all you have to do is you have the ratios over here, right? Just put them into the calculator. Option B, option A, 63 over 20. What does it give you as a fraction, as a decimal? Option B, 63 over 200. What does it give you as a decimal? Just do for all that. The one that gives you 0.315, that is your answer. It's just as simple as that. Okay, it's just as simple as that. You don't need to know how to do the conversion or anything. In the exam, you don't have time. You don't have the time. So all you have to do is that use your calculator, break down your possible options and see the one that gives you that. So if I look at it, if we do that, let's do that and see. So option A, we have 63 over 20. So we have 63 divided by 20. That will give us 3.15. That is not what we want. So option A is out. Let's look at option B, 63 divided by 200. That will give me 0.315. That is what I want. So it tells me that option B is my answer. But then let's proceed to C. So we have 36 divided by 200. That will give me 0.18. That is not what I want. And then 31 divided by 200. 0.155, and that is also not what I want. So the correct answer here is option B. Okay, straight ahead, you just tick it and then you go. Okay, but in the exam, the moment you reach option B and you realize that is your answer, just pick it and go. Are you okay? Just pick that and go. That is your correct answer, and that is what we are going to stick with. Are we okay? All right. Now we have the next question. We have to write. Let me be sure. We have to write 1.02616 to three significant figures. We have to write 1.02616, okay, correct to three significant figures. That is the question. So guys, we have 1 minute. We have 1 minute. All right, so guys, when we write 1.02616, okay, correct to three significant figures, this is what we are going to have. The to three significant figures, the 1 before the decimal point is our first significant number. The 0 after that becomes our second significant number. The 2 after that becomes our third significant number. Now, after our third significant number, the number after that is 6. So we then ask ourselves, is 6 more than 5 or less than 5? Okay, 6 is more than 5. So because it is more than 5, we add 1 to the number before the 6, which in this case is 2. So it becomes 3. So we have 1.03. Then you can decide to add a 000, or you can decide to leave it, right? Because it's decimal, you can decide to ignore the other zeros. Okay, but if it's a whole number, you make sure you add the other zeros to maintain the place value. So in this case, our answer is 1.03. Okay, 1.03, and that is option A, and that is our correct answer. That is our correct answer. All right, let's look at the next question. So we have what property of addition does the statement A plus into bracket B plus C bracket close is equal to into another bracket A plus B, okay, then bracket close plus C illustrate, where A, B, and C are real numbers. So we basically have A plus into bracket B plus C bracket close is equal to A plus B in bracket then plus C. So this particular expression, which property of addition does it illustrate? Is it A, distributive property? Is it B, commutative property? Is it C, closure property? Or is it D, associative property? Which property does it illustrate? So we have 1 minute. 1 minute is too much for this question, but we have 1 minute. Let's guess the answers. Okay, so in mathematics, this particular property is what we call the associative property or associativity. Okay, so this is the associative property that we are uh, illustrating over here. So we have what we call the distributive property, we have what we call the commutative property, we have what we call the closure, we have what we call the associative. Now, this particular expression where in the first instance you have A outside and B plus C in a bracket. And then in the other instance, or the other side of the equal to sign, you have the A plus B now in one group before the C. This is what we call associative property. Okay, so we have three numbers. You group two first, solve the problem on them before you add the third one. And then at the other end, you group the next two set of numbers before you add the other one. Okay, that is what we call associative property. Now, at the end, if that particular statement, the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, then we say they are actually associative. Are you okay? That is what the property is all about. Now, this is just a little bit of uh, things, some questions on real number system. Now we'll be looking at this where I'll be solving and I'll be writing. Are you okay? But this is just the beginning, and I did set up the live stream in a hurry, so you could see there were some errors in some of the questions, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. We're going to have full set, and then the questions will be right later. Are we okay? All right. Now let's move on to algebraic expression. Right. Let's move on to algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. Here we have to factorize completely the expression k squared plus kx bracket close, then minus p into bracket k plus x. We have to factorize completely the expression k squared plus kx in one bracket minus p outside bracket k plus x in one bracket. Okay, we have to factorize completely this particular expression, right? So guys, we have 2 minutes to do this. Let me also get to work. Okay, guys, I've done mine and I have my solution. So guys, what do we have? What is our answer for this particular challenge or problem that we have? All right, so we have option A. We have into bracket k plus x multiplied by k minus p. That is option A. Then we have option B, k plus x in bracket, and another bracket k plus k, which is supposed to be 2k minus p. Okay, that is that. Then we have option C, k plus x in bracket, then another bracket k minus p multiplied by k outside. Then we have option D, into bracket k plus x bracket close, then into bracket k minus p minus k. Okay, that's our option D. So guys, what is the correct answer for this particular problem when we factorize completely this expression? Okay, I already have my answer. If you guys, I don't know if you guys can see, I already have my answer. Okay, nice. So yes, guys, so the correct answer here is option A. The correct answer here is option A, because if you factorize this expression, first of all, you maintain the first set of expression, that is the k squared plus kx, you maintain it, and then you expand the other side of the bracket, which is the p multiplied by into bracket k plus x. You expand that. After you expand that, you group. Okay, you group and then you factorize, and then you get your answer as option A. That will be your correct answer. Are we okay? All right then. Now let's move on to the next question. Now we can see that these are simple questions, but these are past questions. Okay, these are past questions that came in certain years. For instance, the one that we just solved earlier. Let me see if I can get a year. Okay, I'll get a year for my subsequent ones, but yes, these are all past questions. These are all past questions. All right then. Now we have here simplify into bracket 4 minus y bracket close, all divided by 2x minus y divided by x on y bracket close. Okay, comma, where x is not equal to 0 and y is also not equal to 0. I don't know why, but I feel like there's something wrong with this question. But let's see. So we have 4 minus y on 2x minus y divided by x minus y. Okay, so let's see what we have. So I have this on x multiplied by, so I'm going to have okay, okay. Yes, there's definitely something wrong with this question. There's something wrong with this question. Okay, because what I'm getting here is not tallying with what we are supposed to be getting. Okay, it's not tallying with what we are supposed to be getting. So the easiest way to solve that problem is that I need to add 2 to the denominator over here. So if I add 2 here, that is going to solve a little bit of the problem. But that means that our possible answers are not correct. Because if that is the case, this will cancel this, and then you have 4 over 2y as our answer, and that is uh, not something we are getting, or which is basically 1 over y, and then I'm not getting that over here. So there's something wrong with this question, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next question. We have to factorize 5x squared plus 13x minus 6. We have to factorize this expression. Okay, we have to factorize 5x squared plus 13x minus 6. We have to factorize this expression. So let's look at that. Okay, so yes, I've already gone through mine and I have my answer. Okay, so I've already done mine and I have my answer. So we have to factorize 5x squared plus 13x minus 6. I've done mine. And guys, what do we have? What do we have? So we have option A into bracket 5x minus 3, bracket close, another bracket x minus 2. Then we have option B into bracket 5x minus 2, bracket close, multiplied by 5x x plus 3 for that particular option. Then we have option C into bracket 5x minus 3, bracket close, and then into another bracket x plus 2. And then we have option D, which is the last option, 5x plus 2 in bracket, and then multiplied by another bracket x minus 3. So those are our possible answers for this particular question. We have to factorize 5x squared plus 13x minus 6. All right. So if we know how to factorize quadratic equation, we know they are of the form as squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we can use several formulas to do that. We can factorize linearly, or we can use the formula minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We can also use that formula to actually do the factorization, but that will take a little bit of time. Okay, so the simplest way, and this can be factorized without using that formula, it's simple. You use the a term to multiply the c term, which in this case will be 5 multiplied by negative 6, and that will give us negative 30. Are we okay? Now, which two numbers, when we multiply, we get negative 30, but when we add or subtract, we get positive 13. So I look at two numbers that if I multiply, they will give me 30, but if I add or subtract, they give me positive 13. So I'm thinking about 15 and 2. Okay, so positive 15, negative 2. If you multiply them, you get negative 30. But if you add positive 15 and then negative 2, you get positive 13 in the middle. So it means my factors in this case will be 15 and 2. So use that to break it down. So you now have 5x squared plus 15x minus 2x minus 6. Are we okay? So now that we have that, I'm going to group the 5x squared plus 15x as 1, and then I factor it out. And then the negative 2x minus 6, I also group it and factor them out. So if I do that, for the 5x squared plus 15x, 5x is common. Because 5x is common, if I factor out 5x, I'm going to have 5x into bracket x plus 3 for that particular one. Then bracket close minus, if I look at the negative 2x minus 6, negative 2x minus 6, negative 2 is common, so I factor negative 2 out. Then I have into bracket x plus 3. So if you look at it, we now have the expression 5x into bracket x plus 3, bracket close, minus 2 into bracket x plus 3. So these are the two expressions that we have. So once we have this, you just take the 5x in front of the x plus 3, x plus 3 that are common. You take the 5x, you take the negative 2, you put them together. So you have 5x minus 2 in one bracket, and then x plus 3 in one bracket, and that will give us option B as our answer. So therefore, option B here is our right answer for this particular question. All right, so guys, if you are watching, please like the live stream, share it with a friend or a colleague that may find it helpful. Like the live stream, then don't forget to participate by commenting the answer in the comment section. Right, just write the answer in the comment section. All right, so we have another problem. We have to expand into bracket 3x minus 2y, bracket close, then another bracket 3x plus 2y. This is very easy. We are just to expand this expression. We have to expand this expression. All right, so let's proceed. Let's proceed to solve this. We have to expand 3x minus 2y, then multiplied by 3x plus 2y. So guys, don't assume that I'm just giving the question out and I'm not solving. I'm also solving live. Okay, I'm solving. Whilst you guys are also solving, I'm also solving, right? Even though I have the solutions over here, I'm also solving, right? So we have expand 3x minus 2y, then 3x plus 2y. We have to expand, right? So guys, let's work at this. This I will give us 3 minutes. Are we okay? All right, so let's expand. All right, so guys, I have my answer. I have my answer over here, as you can see. I have my answer just right here. Okay, but there's no need you guys see that. I hope you didn't see the solution to my problem. All right, so I have the answer. If you guys have the answer, leave it in the live chat. Let me see. So I have mine. So we have to expand 3x minus 2y multiplied by 3x plus 2y. We have to expand that. So we have option A, 9x squared minus 4y squared. That's option A. We have option B, 9x squared plus 4y squared. Okay, the only difference there is one is plus, one is minus. Then we have option C, 9x squared minus into brackets 12xy plus 4y squared. Then we have option D, 9x squared plus into brackets 12xy plus y 4y squared. That is the next one. Yes, so guys, I have my answer. Leave your answer in the comments on the live chat. So what you do in this problem is that you take the first bracket, take the component and use it to multiply the second bracket individually. So the first thing you do is that you take the 3x first, then use it to multiply 3x plus 2y. So you have 3x outside into bracket 3x plus 2y. That's your first term. Okay, and then you have minus 2y into bracket 3x plus 2y. You do that. So once you have that, you just multiply. So I have 3x into bracket 3x plus 2y, bracket close, then minus 2y into bracket 3x plus 2y, bracket close. So once I have that, I just expand. So 3x multiplied by 3x will give me 9x squared. Then 3x multiplied by 2y will give me 6xy. Then I have minus 2y multiplied by 3x will give me minus 6xy. Then minus 2y multiplied by positive 2y will give me negative 4y squared. So if I look at that expression, I now have 9x squared plus 6sy minus 6sy minus 4y squared. That is the expression that I now have. So if you look at that, you have positive 6xy and then negative 6xy. So the positive and then negative 6xy will cancel each other out. They will become 0. So you now have the expression 9x squared minus 4y squared as your answer, and that will be option number A. So option number A is our correct answer in this particular problem. All right, let's look at the next question that we have. So we have here, we have to simplify 2 over q minus 3 minus 3 over q plus 2. This is the expression that we have to simplify. Okay, so we have to simplify the ratio 2 over q minus 3 minus the ratio 3 over q plus 2. This is the expression. So let's proceed to solve that. Let's simplify that. We have 2 minutes for this. Like I said, I'll give the question and I'm also solving right here live on the stream so that we all solve it together. Okay, I have this, so I'm gonna have this. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, I have my answer. I have my answer over here. I don't know about you. If you have your answer, leave it in the live chat. I'll respond to that. So I have option A over here into bracket 13 minus Q, all divided by the into bracket Q minus 3, bracket close, then Q plus 2 in bracket. Okay, that is option A. Option B, you have a Q minus 5 at the top, then at the denominator is Q minus 3, and then Q plus 2. At the bottom, we have option C, Q minus 13 at the top, all over Q minus 3, Q plus 2 at the bottom. And at this point, you know that Q minus 3, Q plus 2 is the denominator, is the LCM. So they are the denominator naturally. And then the option D is a Q minus 5, all over Q minus 3, Q plus 2. So over here, the only difference here is that we have 13 minus Q at the top, 13 minus Q at the top for option A. Option B, we have Q minus 5 at the top. Option C, we have Q minus 13. And then option D, we have Q minus 5. That is the only difference. Are we okay? And I have my answer over here. Let me confirm from what I also have over here. Okay, this tallies with what I have over here. The solution here tallies with what I have over here. And then yes, so the correct answer for this particular option is option A. The correct answer for this particular option is option A. Option A, in the sense that if you look at this expression, the LCM will be the product of the two denominators, which is Q minus 3Q plus 2. Are we okay? So the Q minus 3 will go into that LCM, Q plus 2 times, multiplied by the 2 on top of it, then minus the 3 over there, then multiplied by Q minus 3, because the Q plus 2 go into that LCM Q minus 3 times. Okay, so you end up having 2 into bracket Q plus 2, bracket close, minus 3 into bracket Q minus 3 at the top, all over the LCM, which is Q minus 3, Q plus 2. Now, if you expand that bracket, you're going to get 2Q plus 4 minus 3Q plus 9. That is what you get after you expand that. And if you look at it, we have 2Q minus 3Q. So 2Q minus 3Q give us negative Q. And then 4 plus 9 will give us 13. So if you rearrange that, you're going to have 13 minus Q basically at the numerator. And then at the denominator, you have Q minus 3 and then Q plus 2. And that will give us our answer over here as option A. So that is our correct answer. All right, let's look at the next question. Okay, so we have to factorize completely. We have to factorize completely 12x squared minus 3y squared. We have to factorize completely 12x squared minus 3y squared. Remember, these are objective questions, and then within a minute or two, you need to be done. Are we okay? So yes, we have to factorize this expression. So let's have a look at the solution to this problem. Okay, so I already have my answer. This is actually an interesting question. We have to factorize completely that particular expression. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I love this question. All right, so over here we have to factorize completely 12x squared minus 3y squared. Now, if you look at this, the first thing we need to do is to factor out a common something, number, or factor out of this. So we have the expression 12x squared minus 3y squared. Now, if I look through this expression, 3 is common. The number 3 is common. So if I bring 3 out, I'm going to have outside the bracket 3 into bracket 4x squared minus y squared. That is what is left. So I have now 3 into bracket 4x squared minus y squared. That is what is left. So if you expand that bracket back, 3 multiplied by 4x squared will give us 12x squared at the top minus 3 multiplied by y squared give us 3y squared at the top. So we've not done anything to the expression. We've just broken it down. Now remember the expression now we now have, which is 3 into bracket 4x squared minus y squared. That is a difference of 2 squares. Difference of 2 squares in the sense that the 4 can be rewritten as 2 squared. Then the s squared is also there, then minus y squared. Now the y squared too, the coefficient of the y is 1. And 1 square is also 1. So we can assume that that whole expression in the bracket 4x squared minus y squared can be rewritten as 2 squared s squared minus y squared. Are we okay? Now when we have a square term minus another square term, it's just the same as those two terms with minus and positive, with negative and positive, right? So it means that the expression 4s squared minus y squared, which I broke down to 2 squared s squared minus y squared, is basically you just take the square off and then change one of the signs to positive. So I will now have 2x minus y in one bracket, 2x plus y in another bracket. Okay, if you multiply those two brackets back, you will get a 2 squared s squared minus y squared, which is the same as the 4s squared minus y squared. You get it back. Remember, there's 3 outside it, so the 3 is also there. So our final answer is now 3 into bracket 2x minus y, bracket close, into bracket 2x plus y. And if we look to the possible answers that we have over here, option A is the correct answer for this particular problem. Okay, and I think there's a repetition over here. If you look at it, option A, option A and option D are the same. Because yes, let me see, minus y 2x. Yes, option A and option D are the same. Yes, so if you've chosen A or D, they are the same, right? I think one is supposed to be twisted a little bit, yes, but they are the same. Okay, and so it's either A or D in this particular case. Okay, the error is from me, so it's either A or D. So that is the correct answer for this particular problem. All right, so let's have a look at another simple question. We have to simplify the expression a minus b at the top all over 6 minus 3a over 2. This expression, we have to simplify it, and then we have our possible answers over here. We have option A into bracket a minus 2b all over 6. Then option B, 4a minus 2 all over 6. Option C, 11a minus 2b over 6. And then option D, 11a minus b divided by 6 as our answer. So let's proceed to look at the solution to this problem. Okay, so I have a minus b on 6 minus 3a on 2, right? So guys, as you can see, I'm working out the solutions to the problem, right? I'm working them out, and the newly one is this one. I'm about to start doing it, right? I'm solving it, so we're in this together, right? We're in this together. Okay, they are reminding me to do my Duolingo. I hope you guys didn't see that. All right, so let's look at the solution to this problem. This. Okay. Okay, guys, a big apologies. This is supposed to be positive. Yes, this is supposed to be positive. Yes, positive. Right. Positive, positive, positive. Yes, positive. Okay. And here it's supposed to be 3. Guys, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Like I said, I was in a hurry to get a stream up and running, so I did make a couple of mistakes, but I've done the corrections, right? So it is A minus B on 3 plus 3A minus plus 3A on 2. That is the expression. So if that is the case and I'm correcting that back, it means okay, here it's gonna be 2, so it's gonna be 2A minus 2B. This is gonna be okay. So I have my answer now. Okay. All right. All right. So now that I've done the correction, guys, let's relook at the problem and then solve it, right? I've done that and I have my answer. So option A, I've mentioned them already. So if we've solved this problem, A minus B on 3 plus 3A on 2, we are going to have our LCM to be 6. So 3 will go into that 6 2 times. That will multiply A minus B at the top. So we're going to have 2 into bracket A minus B at the top, then plus the 2 will go into the denominator 6 3 times. The 3 multiplied by the 3 over there, we'll have it at the top. So at the end of the day, we are going to have 2 into bracket A minus B, bracket close, plus 3 into bracket 3A all over 6. And if we expand that bracket, we are going to have 2A minus 2B plus 9A all divided by 6. Now don't forget that if we 2A plus 9A will give us 11A. Then we have the minus 2B over there. Then we have all over 6. Okay, so we have that over there. All right. So, guys, let me quickly go for a water break. Let me quickly go for a water break. Let me drink some water and I will be back. Are you okay? So, in the meantime, let me go to the next question. So, I will be looking at the solution to that problem whilst I go and take some water and come. So, this is the question. We have to evaluate 1001 squared minus 1. We have to evaluate this. Try and do it without using calculators. Are we okay? All right. So, I will be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we've all had the short break. And going forward, we'll be taking it periodically so that we can all get some rest and then we come back and continue. But let's proceed. So over here we are to evaluate 1001 squared minus 1. That is a problem. We have to evaluate 1001 squared minus 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's solve that problem. Okay, so I will do mine. Let's see yours. Squared minus 1. This is okay. All right, guys, I have my answer. So as always, I'm going to explain how I got mine without using calculator. You can use calculator for this problem as well, but I am going to do mine without using calculator. Are we okay? Now, if you look at the expression, we have 1001 squared minus 1. Now, always, I say this, always, 1, the number 1 is squared. It has squared. Automatically, it has squared. Okay, because 1 squared is 1. Okay, and then even if it is negative 1 squared is negative 1 multiplied by negative 1, and negative 1, negative will give you positive, so negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 is still 1. Okay, so this whole expression, I can rewrite it as 1001 squared minus 1 squared, right? Now, if I look at that, that is just like s squared minus y squared. Like I said, when you have the expression, let's say s squared minus y squared, that is difference of two squares, right? So this expression 1001 squared minus 1 squared will now be rewritten as 1001 minus 1, bracket open and bracket close, multiplied by 1001 plus 1. So at one place we have 1001 minus 1, which is the expression we have without a square, and then in another bracket we have 1001 plus 1. So in the bracket with 1001 minus 1, 1001 minus 1 will give us 1000, then multiplied by 1001 plus 1. The 1001 plus 1 will give us 1002. So we now have 1000 multiplied by 1002, and that will give us 1,002,000, right? Or which is just 1,002,000. Okay, so if you look through the possible answers, we have option A, 1002. So obviously this is out. We have option B. We have 10,020. That is also out because the zeros are not there. We have option C, 100,200. That is also out. And then option D is our answer because we are having 1,000 multiplied by 1,002. So 1,000 multiplied by 1,000, we are looking at a million plus. So option D is our correct answer for this particular problem. Okay, I hope that is clear. All right, so just like the way we are doing this maths, we'll be having more questions in the future. They will be on biology, chemistry, physics. All are going to be past questions, and we'll be solving. I'll be writing, and you guys will be seeing. Are we okay? But today, I'm not doing the writing, but we'll be doing that very soon. Okay, so this is the next question that we have. We are to factorize 36p squared minus 49q squared. We have to factorize 36p squared minus 49q squared. Okay, and just to make sure this question is the same as what I have here in the past question, I'm looking at them. So 36p squared minus 49q squared. Yes, that is this exact same thing I have. So we can proceed to solve this and look at the possible options and see which of them is the correct answer. Now I'm out of sheet. I've written on it and everything is covered. So I'm going to let me get a new piece of paper. So you guys have 2 minutes to do the work. So I'm also going to get a new piece of paper for myself. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we have 36p squared minus 49q squared. Mm, Okay, so I have my solution here. Let's see what you guys have. So guys, what is your answer to this problem? If the answer in the live chat, let's have a look. Okay, so I have mine. So let's look at it. So we have to factorize 36p squared minus 49q squared. Now, if you look at this expression really well, we can rewrite this expression, right? 36 is a square factor, or basically, let me put it, it's a square root of a number. Okay, in this case, 6 squared is 36. Then if you look at 49 as well, 7 squared is also 49. So this whole expression, 36p squared minus 49q squared, I can rewrite it as, in place of 36, I'll write 6 squared p squared. So 36 is now the 6 squared. So I maintain the p squared. Then minus the 49. 49 is 7 squared. So I have 7 squared q squared. Are we okay? So if you look at that, I have this now looks like difference of 2 squares, because I have 6 squared p squared minus 7 squared q squared. Okay, so if you look at that, this is difference of 2 squares, and the final answer is now 6p minus 7q, and then 6p plus 7q. That is the final answer for this particular question. All right, so guys, just a minute and then we can continue. All right, guys, so let's continue. Let's quickly wrap up today's stream. All right, so this is the next question that we have. We have to simplify the expression a squared minus 4b squared all over a squared plus 4ab minus 4b squared. This is the expression that we have, and we are supposed to simplify this expression. All right, so let's quickly find the solution to this problem. We have 2 minutes, and I'll also start now. Okay, so guys, do we have our answer? Okay, so if we simplify this expression that we have over here, the correct answer will be option D. That is a minus 2b over a plus 2b. Are we okay? That will be the correct answer for this particular expression. Right, so let's have a look at the last expression for today and then we end. So we have to evaluate 61.5 squared minus 38.5 squared. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to evaluate. Like I said, when you have something like this is basically difference of two square. Just take out the square and then have the 61.5 plus minus 38.5 in one bracket, and then change the sign to positive in the other bracket, add them individually and then multiply. That is what you have. So I have here 61.5 minus 38.5 in one bracket, then multiplied by 61.5 plus 38.5 in another bracket. That is how this is going to be. You can use your calculator. This is my calculator. So I have into bracket 61.5 minus 38.5 bracket close, another bracket 61.5 plus 38.5 bracket close, and there we go. I have my answer. Okay, so yes guys, this one you can easily compute it into your calculator. You can use your calculator. 61.5 squared minus 38.5 squared, you get your answer. But in case it is subjective and you're supposed to show working, the way you show working is by, like I said, this is difference of two squares. So you have 61.5 into bracket 61.5 minus 38.5 in one bracket, multiplied by the other bracket 61.5 plus 38.5. So you then subtract this side, add that side, whatever you get, you multiply, and then you get your final answer. So if you do that, you're going to get 2,300 as your answer. And guys, that is the correct answer for this particular question. So guys, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining today's live stream. I really enjoyed the session, and I hope you guys also did. Like you saw, you can see my face, you can see my screen, and starting from tomorrow, I will be solving the problems, and you guys will be seeing. I'll be solving, and you guys will be seeing live, and then I'll also be replying to the chat and then the comments that you guys will be given. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any feedback, any suggestion, any contribution you want to give, you can let me know. This is just the just chatting forum, so you are not seeing my screen, you are just seeing the just chatting. So if you have anything, just drop it in the chat, and then I'll take note, and then we proceed tomorrow. Okay, we'll be focusing more on mathematics, right? Mathematics, physics, and chemistry more than biology, because biology you can read and understand, and I think Google can help. And biology, it has to do a lot with me talking, which I think a lot of people might not engage in. But depending on you guys what you want, I'm here to fulfill your needs, right? So if you want biology, we'll do biology. If you want physics, we do physics. Anything you want, we do. But until then, we go my way. We'll be doing a lot of mathematics, both core mathematics, elective mathematics, physics, and chemistry. We'll be looking at them now. For those of you who are curious about the reference book I'm using A plus series. So you can see I'm using A plus series. This is one of the past questions for we those who are in West Africa and will write the WASSCE or the Y examination. This is from the author is Ishmael Adams. Okay, so if you want to grab a copy, I think you can get them online. A plus series publication, you can get it online. So we have the core mathematics. We have the core mathematics. I have the integrated science or the general science. I have the biology, the physics, the elective maths, the chemistry as well, right? So when it comes to past questions, don't worry, I have a whole lot of them. Like they are all on my bookshelves. You guys can see where they are. They're on my bookshelf. There are many. So we'll be looking at both the objective and then the subjective. In today's video, we looked at just the objective, but subsequently we'll be looking at the subjective as well, and then you guys will appreciate what we are doing more. Like I said, please, if you found the live stream very helpful, which will continue tomorrow same time, 7:30 p.m. from 7 to 7:30, we should be ready. We'll continue at the same time tomorrow. And if you find the stream helpful, like, follow, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and colleagues who might find the live stream helpful, and tell them that we will be solving past questions, right? Like I said, core mathematics past question and answer. In fact, let me show you guys all the past questions that I have at my disposal. Let me show you guys all the past questions that I have at my disposal. Okay, all right. So that is just so. Like I said, we have the chemistry past questions and answers. Okay, chemistry, elective chemistry for science students. So when we are dealing with the chemistry here, we will be looking at the objectives and then the subjectives, right? Practical questions and how we are going to answer them, right? And I'll take my time to explain. So it's going to be an interactive session where I will be explaining the terms, the reactions, and some of the observations. You'll be seeing how the whole process goes. It's basically me teaching and us going to past questions. That is how it's going to be, right? It's going to be interactive. Some will solve past questions, objective or subjective. Some we will actually learn live on the stream. So chemistry, elective chemistry past questions and answers, as well as live lectures. Then we come to elective mathematics. Elective mathematics, as you guys can see, elective mathematics by the same author, Ishmael Adams, and then still A plus series, right? Elective mathematics. Anything elective mathematics, you guys have it in this live stream. Then we have the biology, right? The biology, both the practical, the objectives, and then the subjective. We have it in here. It's not that big compared to the others because biology is simply that straightforward, and the answers are just quick. But yes, we have that as well. So far we've looked at the chemistry, the elective maths, the biology. Then we have the physics, the almighty physics. The almighty physics past questions and answers. We're going to be solving all of this. We'll be looking at everything you need to know in physics. We're going to be having both the past questions, solving of the past questions and answers. We'll be looking at that, as well as live lectures, right? Let me just put it like that, live lectures. So under motions, forces, and energy, we'll be looking at units of measurement, vectors, particles in motion, forces, pressure, concepts and properties of matter, circular and rotational motion, planets and gravitation, simple harmonic motion, work, energy, power, and mechanics, and some engines. I will look at temperature and its changes. That's under thermal physics, measurement of heat, energy, transfer of heat and gases. And that wave, we'll be looking at propagation of light, reflection at plane surfaces, reflection on curved surfaces, refraction, lenses, all these things, everything under physics, we'll be looking at it basically. Then we have the integrated science, or the general science, as some people will call it. We have it with the past question, objective and subjective, as well as the practical. We have some. I'll try and get the pictures for the practicals. I'll try and get the pictures, have them labeled, so we stream and then we go through together, right? So we are solving ahead so that by the time you guys are ready for your practicals or WASSCE exam next year, you guys are well to do, right? And even if you're not a Ghanaian, you're watching the stream, these are questions that you might find in your SAT or your SAT exam, right? It's for high school students, so you might also find it useful, and it might even be necessary at the university level, because we'll be teaching some of the university level staffs during the live stream. Yes, so we have the last one, like I said, core mathematics, as you guys can see, by the same author, Ishmael Adams. You can grab a copy online. I think you should just go to A plus publication, or just type Y past questions and answers PDF, and you should grab a copy online. That's if you want a PDF, but if you want to buy the actual past questions, if you're in Ghana or any of the West African countries, you can get it. But if not, you have to grab a PDF version online and pay for it. Like This is not a promotion. I love the way they do their stuff, and that is what I use for my live stream, and that is why I'm saying that. Okay, so we have core mathematics, integrated science, physics, biology, elective mathematics, and then chemistry, right? So guys, we have a lot to study, we have a lot to revise, and if possible, if I have the energy, because during the day I have to go to work, but if I have the energy, sometimes early in the morning, like maybe 5 a.m. in the morning GMT, 5 a.m. in the morning GMT, which depending on your country might be an hour, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 times, 5 hours ahead or below, ahead or behind. But sometimes I think I'll be streaming early in the morning as well, and then we'll do the same stream in the evening. I think I should do it that way. We'll do some early in the morning and then some late in the evening, like today. So that some people will benefit in the morning, some people will benefit in the evening. So if you're not able to join the stream in the morning, you know that you have the same stream being done in the evening and you can enjoy, right? I may add some details that might not be in the morning session, and the same thing might happen in the evening session, but overall it's going to be the same content, but it's going to be progressive, right? So in a day, if I'm going to start 2 streams, I will let you guys know. Yeah, but for now it's evening, from 7:30 to 8 p.m. GMT, right? So you can convert it to your time and then have it pinned on your calendar or marked on your calendar, and then we are good to go. So guys, thank you so much for joining. I really enjoyed the session. It's been over an hour and a half live stream right now. It's been so long. So thank you guys for participating, and then I will see you in the next live stream. Okay, all right.